This is True Crimecast. I'm Jamie, here as always with John. What's up, man?
Hey, man, it's a rainy day, so what better day to get some podcasts done? How are you, man?
Good. I completely agree. I've been lucky enough to spend a lot of summer outside, so it's good to have a day to just hang out indoors, watch some live sports on television, get some podcasts recorded. It's been good.
Yeah, I haven't moved from my couch very much today. I feel miserable, and I've ate a lot of fried chicken. So
that makes for good podcasting prep right there.
Oh, man, I feel miserable. So let's knock this one out. But before we do, got a few people I'd like to thank. First, Emily came in at a $3 level over on Patreon, and Michelle came in at a $3 level on Patreon as well. So Emily and Michelle, thank you all so much. If you haven't already checked out Patreon, you need to. For as little as $3 a month, you get bonus episodes of True Crimecast. You get one extra episode a month, but there's so many over there you can binge listen to them. It will take you a while. You should definitely go check it out. For a little bit more money a month, you can get an autograph, a shout out. You can even pick a topic for us to discuss on this very show.
Last month's episode was about Mary Bell, who was a child serial killer. And by that, I mean she was a child and she killed children. So if you want something uplifting, hit that up.
We usually try to go a little more lighthearted. I don't know what we were thinking last month. We covered a child serial killer, my own child's age. It was creepy.
Yeah, go check it out. It really was good, though.
Speaking of bad children, what do we got on deck for today, Jamie?
Yeah, every week we talk about, this is going to be a crazy case. This is Charles Manson.
How have we not covered this before right now?
I feel like there are some things that we're just kind of saving because they're going to be good. Like we did OJ a couple months ago. That was it's always in your back pocket. And it just comes time to talk about things like the Manson family every now and then in a podcaster's life.
Well, let's go ahead and get the ball rolling there, big guy.
Charles Manson's synonymous with 1970s cults, violent murders, brainwashing, racism, and pure evil. He died just a few years ago, but he's one of the most notorious sadistic criminals in American history. Yet his story is often misunderstood. So we're going to try to set the right context here, talk about his tragic childhood and how it led to a very violent life for Charles Manson. From the infamous Sharon Tate murders to the Manson girls phenomena, we'll dive into what made this sick man a feared symbol in the 1960s and 1970s.
So let's go ahead and get started with his early life. It's really similar to every other serial killer that we've talked about. Manson's younger years were plagued with a lot of dysfunction, a lot of violence, and a lot of trauma. For the first few weeks of his life, his mother refused to even name him, and the official hospital records from Cincinnati Health Center listed him as no-name Maddox. That's weird, and if you've never heard that, that's really weird. I've seen that a lot in my job where a mom, there's like safe haven babies, so a mom can leave a baby at the hospital and not name it. But if a mom has like a baby with drugs in her system, she's not allowed to do the safe haven. But sometimes the mom will refuse to name the kid, so we'll come in and get involved in her, like, I've seen the kid's official name, like, unknown baby girl A.
Yeah.
And it's pitiful.
It's really sad. A lot of these kids have identity issues and literally having no name identity from birth. I also didn't know he was born in Cincinnati, John. That's not far from us.
Well, we're going to it gets a little closer to home in just one second. Eventually, his official name was Charles Miles Maddox. So his father, who played no role in his life, was from Kentucky. Did you know that?
I had no idea, and I don't like that.
So this guy had seduced Charles's mother, Kathleen, and convinced her that he was a colonel in the army, although in reality he was just a con artist. When Kathleen became pregnant, the colonel abandoned her. So she was desperate not to have a baby out of wedlock. So Kathleen married a man named William Manson just months before she was to give birth. Unfortunately, that marriage was short-lived, and in 1937, when Manson was just 3 years old, his mother was arrested for robbery and sentenced to 10 years in prison. So it's at that point that young Charles Manson went to live with his aunt in West Virginia. He would go on to say that that was the happiest time in his entire life, and that was when his mother joined them after her release in the early 1940s. Kathleen would continue to be arrested for minor crimes and was in and out of custody during much of Manson's childhood. He also ran into trouble with truancy and theft after he attempted to set his school on fire when he was 9 years old. Manson was sent to a reform school in Terre Haute, Indiana, and sorry if I didn't say that right.
I think you're good.
But let's stop there for a second and just process what I've said so far. My kids have gotten in trouble at school. I don't know if yours have.
Of course, all kids.
I can tell you that my child's never tried to burn down the school.
Yeah.
Thank God it's virtual right now. Maybe that's on his to-do list.
Well, that means he's going to burn down your house, right?
Well, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Well, insurance, as long as we make it out safe, insurance will fix it.
But yeah, this is certainly, we talk about the kind of the McDonald triad of serial killers, and we'll talk at the end about whether or not he is that. But arson, violence toward animals, wetting the bed at an inappropriate age, or some of the things that are indicators of that. So he definitely had an interest in playing with fire, John.
Yeah. He was beaten regularly at school and eventually escaped and spent part of his childhood living in the woods. When he returned to his mother's custody at age 13, he ran away numerous times and made a living by stealing items and reselling them. He also joined boys' gangs and committed small crimes with them. So, yeah, he was in foster care for a little bit, and that's when he was kind of living his life on the run.